ओम अज्ञानतमदान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिनिति नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे मुखं करोति वाचालं गङ्गाधिकृतकृपाम् श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे मुखं करते वाचनं गणगाति कृपां वन्दे श्री गुरुदेव तारणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्री चैतन्य यस्य देवे परा भक्ति यथा देवे तथा गुरुगतस्येति कथिता यथा प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय ददाले कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः आदिशायस्य भगवान लक्ष्मी यस्यास्ति हृदये संवितं यस्य मम भजे योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वनादि प्राणां नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् निज गुरुर्वण्य कृष्णचित्तो विचिन्तो परितृगेहानन्द संसार भूपः प्रभुजन सुखां जीवन स्वापसुष्य गुरुजय भक्ति Yes. Okay. Karthik, you can start reading.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Instead of giving protection to the cows and serving them, people are killing them. How can they expect peace and prosperity in human society while committing such sinful activities? It is impossible. The example is set by the Supreme Personality of Godhead that human civilization will advance only on the basis of Brahminical culture and cow protection. As soon as there is fall down from Brahminical culture, and as soon as there is discrepancy in the protection of cows, there will be no more peace in the world. Therefore, he specifically said, Go Brahmana Hitayacha. This Krishna consciousness movement is for the protection of Brahminical culture and cows. Then, automatically, the peace of the world will come if two things are done. The state should sponsor these two interlinked programs. The state must be in favor of Brahminical culture and cow protection. Then everything will be all right. However, Brahminical culture and cow protection are not merely means for peaceful temporal living. They are inseparable from Krishna consciousness because Krishna consciousness means Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Okay. Yesterday or day before yesterday, from the last 2-3 days, the news is that Delhi is having a big all international AI summit. AI summit. They want to make artificial intelligence. They are very proud that Narendra Modi is speaking and in Hindi, and it is translated in more than 30-40 languages or whatever it is. I don't know the numbers, but the point is that AI is doing the very good just by translating the lecture and everything, as if India has achieved some big thing. They are thinking like that. And actually, we should have cow summit and Varnashrama summit. It's a good idea. Maybe whatever farms are there, they should conduct this. Actually, they are conducting in Kurmagram every month. They have this Varnashrama college recruitments. They post that this month we are having Varnashrama college, this one. So whoever is interested, candidates can come and we will make you to learn so many skills, and then you can stay here. We'll give you clothing, we will give you food, everything.
They are
So
having
that
it
should
every
be,
month, Prabhuji.
yeah, not every month, but actually they have quite frequently. Because that is the way to make and whenever Maharaj comes, that is being done. Big program is conducted, and from that students come. Can you imagine in Kurmagram, they had a program where Maharaj came and they advertised it so much so that 200 to 300 students they attended in, and the college, from one college itself, they were so happy to do that, that they had the college bus itself dropping the students and commuting them from farm to their college. So it's a big endeavor. Actually, if it is done so nicely, then unemployment problem will not be there. Except for land and cows, there is no other thing which can save people from unemployment, save youngsters from unemployment. If this AI comes and it takes over the market, then people will not have any jobs, more or less. Like, what is the use of a job? There is one. There is one. There is one company over here, Venmo. I don't know. In United States, it's a driverless car. The car is I don't know whether somebody has seen this one or not. That car, it is like some normal car, but it is having cameras, GPS, everything fixed, just like some human is driving the car. And no, nothing is, it's controlled by somebody else or somewhere. I asked the one devotee, Prabhuji, this is controlled from somewhere. No, no, everything is inbuilt in the car. It's just going itself. It's a driverless car.
Autopilot.
Okay. Auto, what you see, even if it is autopilot, everything needs to be arranged in the car, na?
Yes, right.
Unless and until it should not get crashed or somebody just crashes, what will happen? So the thing is that it is something is there which makes it driverless. So if it is driverless, then no need of Uber or anything. If this becomes more, then people will not even get that facility to drive also, to earn
Yes,
money
right.
like that. So in future, it will become so rampage that, yeah, of course, people were thinking long back that if robots come, what will happen? But more than robots is AI. This is more. Just you have to write the prompt. That's all. Everything is done. Yesterday or day before yesterday, or like when I started this modern mission, there is one video software, video AI. Just I wrote the prompt and I put the picture of mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada, and the video came. Marvelous video has come. And I was surprised to see to make such a video, we have to put hours and hours, days and days. Within just 10 minutes, everything video is ready. So the thing is, the only you can get is AI cannot produce food. AI cannot digest your food. Of course, there is nobody needed for digesting your food. You have to eat it. But even they are producing food also through AI. I heard AI will sow the seeds, and then of course it cannot grow by itself. But to what extent it can go, you can't imagine. So day by day, life is going to become more and more artificial.
I
So
agree.
the only thing is that the way that British guy in Tamil Nadu is very, very, he doesn't till the ground, he doesn't plow anything. He just puts the seeds, that's all it grows. It's like a forest.
He
His
speaks
whole
very fluent Tamil, Prabhuji.
Baba, you should see how he speaks. His name is Krishna, and he's a very very. I am envious of him. He's eating such a great food.
Fresh food.
Baba, you should go to Krishna first. But he is eating so much. He's very sattvic person. He doesn't
Yes,
take
right.
any meat or anything like that. And he's very good. Actually, our
Very
devotees,
simple.
and it is very disheartening to see that even not even one devotee is there who is doing like that. Not even one all over the world. Not even one devotee is there who has thought that we will do something like that and then just live like that. But now, because of Maharaj speaking, Bhaktiraga Maharaj and Shivaram Maharaj, so many devotees are coming out. Actually, if individually everybody, if they have some, I have two lands. My father has given me two properties. It's just land, barren land. Barren means it's not barren. I mean, but if somebody wants to do something, I want to give them. I don't want to give them anybody just like that. I want to see that somebody uses for gardening and then doing some really, he produces his own vegetables, he produces his own, at least not big land, acres and acres is there, but he can produce for himself. He can produce in such a way that he can produce vegetables, flowers, he can produce everything. So two pieces of land in two different places I'm having. So if some devotees are volunteering or want to come forward, and I want to give them this land and I want to donate them, no problem. So that they can produce themselves, they can do something. Nowadays, getting land is very, 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 very difficult. It is so
Yes,
high.
Prabhuji.
So
Prices are
better take
crazy.
land, better purchase land and then go out of city and produce your own vegetables. At least you can produce your own vegetables. You can eat moringa leaves every day, boil it and then put salt in it and drink it, even if you don't have rice to eat, you know.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, please read.
We can go to next page, Prabhuji. This is complete.
You know, moringa, you can eat nicely.
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is that? That
Drumstick.
is, yeah. If you plant two trees whole life, Prabhupada said whole life you need not do anything. One is moringa and another is tamarind. The tamarind leaves and the tamarind. If you just put in the water and just put some dal or salt, not dal is also not required. Just put some moringa leaves and the tamarind leaves. The whole life you can sustain. It is full of iron. You know, moringa is full of iron. Uh, One moringa tree, you know, in Andhra Pradesh, you can get every house was you get moringa tree, and they are selling in United States moringa powder, moringa leaves for such a exorbitant prices coming from Africa, they're getting from Mexico, they're getting from South America, such a price, you know, in Amazon. Are Baba, come to India, I will give you every day moringa, you know, every second moringa. Every house there is moringa tree. Okay. Yes.
Lord Krishna, as Govinda, is more inclined to the Brahmanas and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. Lord Krishna is never satisfied where these are lacking. Because cow protection and Brahminical culture are the basis of actual civilization, Srila Prabhupada warned that to kill cows means to end human civilization. He clearly felt much distress at the horrible treatment of cows that nowadays is considered normal. Not only is the cow with her calf beautiful to look at, but the calf also gives satisfaction to the cow, and so she happily delivers as much milk as possible. But in the Kali Yuga, the calves are separated from the cows as early as possible for purposes which may not be mentioned in these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. The cow stands with tears in her eyes. The Shudra milkman draws milk from the cow artificially, and when there is no milk, the cow is sent to be slaughtered. These greatly sinful acts are responsible for all the troubles in the present society. People do not know what they are doing in the name of economic development. The influence of Kali will keep them in the darkness of ignorance. Despite all endeavors for peace and prosperity, they must try to see the cows and the bulls happy in all respects. Foolish people do not know how one earns happiness by making the cows and bulls happy, but it is a fact by the law of nature. Let us take it from the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam and adopt the principles for the total happiness of humanity.
In United States, so many cows are deprived of even seeing the green grass. You know, they can't see the green grass. They are always put under big chambers of big, where they can't see the air. Everything is artificial. AC, the fodder comes automatically from a liner, and it is so disheartening to see. Even in India, it is like that. What to speak of here? So unless and until we do something in this way, it is very difficult to establish Brahminical culture also. Actually, practically without cows, In one sense, our Brahminical initiation, sacred thread, it has no value much. Of course, I am also second initiated, but what is the use? I don't have any. We are seeing cows only in the picture or some nice, nice doll. Devotees in the temples, they have very nice cow dolls, and they are so happy to see the cow dolls. Can you imagine? Devotees, they are so happy to see the cow dolls. So they are selling in the temples, in many big temples. They sell cow dolls. Having all the 33 crore Devata sitting on the cows, the Kamadhenu. I mean, did anybody see it or not? I don't know. They have this big cow picture, like, doll, and they have the calf. They're selling that. And even in houses, in yajnas, in everywhere, Godan is without Godan, without giving the cow to the Brahmana, there is no yajna fulfilled. So what they do, they brought this silver or golden cow, and they give small one is made with the cow inscription of cow, and that is being given to the Brahmana, and that fellow will sell it and use it for purchasing tambaku, cigarette, and all these things. This is what is the Brahmana nowadays. Brahmana means in Nallakunta area in Hyderabad, there is a big place where all these Brahmins they sit. Veranda is there. All these Brahmanas they sit. Brahmana means so-called Brahmanas they sit. Some are playing cards. Some are having this kaini in their mouths. And everybody sits, and these people, whoever wants, they will take them to various places. There is a Sai Baba temple over there. I don't know whether somebody goes to Hyderabad, they know that or not. In Shankarmat, near Shankarmat, all these were there, and we were there. So, what is this Brahmana? Huh? This is not Brahmana. This is Kamana. Kamana means full of material desires.
I don't think they are sitting there anymore, Prabhuji.
Anymore nowadays, in 2014, they were doing it.
Okay.
In 2014, that's what I said. When we were distributing books, we were preaching. They were sitting. Now it is not there. Now apps have come, phones have come, freelancing has done. People have contacts, WhatsApp. That's all. They go, and it is easy to recruit 10, 15 Brahmanas. I told my mother and father, don't give any donation to any of the Brahmanas. If you want to give me, give to ISKCON or give me. Of course, I'm not claiming myself Brahmana, but I'm saying if you give unnecessarily, you will become, like, implicated by that, because they do whatever nonsense, nowadays. So the thing is, so that's why we should revive this, at least nowadays this modern education. See, Brahmanas are very intelligent, so that's why they left Tamil Nadu, Andhra, seeing this reservations, seeing the government doing all sorts of atrocities against them. So they saw that, if we are intelligent, why we have to spend time in India? Better go to United States, settle over there. At least we will have our peaceful life. So like that, so many Brahmanas, so many Brahminical families, so-called Brahmana-born families, they came to Western countries, and their children are more or less gone. More or less gone. So many Vaishnavas, so many Sri Vaishnavas, so many practically. I would say the big high cadre. I would say this external affairs, this, which requires IRS, IPS, IAS. These kids and all, so many are so-called Brahminical families. Their kids are not there in India. All these people who are worker class, they are doing a job for BJP, RSS, Bajrang Dal, VHP and all. But the major big people, those who run all these things, their families, their children, they are not there. This is the pathetic situation. What about Jaishankar? He is speaking so much about India. His two kids are, one is US citizen and one is UK citizen. Nirmala Sitaraman, her son is studying somewhere else. What is Amit Shah? Amit Shah, his guy, either they are in a big post. Everybody, every BJP leader, every Congress leader, every Tom, Dick, you take any IAS officer, retired person, his kids are studying in United States or they are citizens of some country. They are not there in India at all. And who are there? Who are doing this Goraksha? Who are doing this? These all the people who cannot go, who don't have money, and they need to be protected. Actually, they protect cows. They have dedicated their lives to protect their cows. There is one Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, there is one guy who always moves, goes around with 10, 15 big swords in his hand every time. He says that my life is just meant to kill the people who are taking cows. And he is into so many cases. Actually, ISKCON needs to give protection to them, ISKCON needs to help them, but we have nothing to do with them. We put Goshala in the name of cow, we draw money, and then God knows what's happening in the Goshalas. It's very pathetic situation. Hare Krishna. And I will not stop speaking, so better continue reading. Yes, Prabhuji.
With great feeling, Srila Prabhupada railed against the civilization wherein cows and other animals are systematically slaughtered. The cows used to moisten the pasturing land with milk because their milk bags were fatty and the animals were joyful. Do they not require, therefore, proper protection for a joyful life by being fed with a sufficient quantity of grass in the field? Why should men kill cows for their selfish purposes? Why should man not be satisfied with grains, fruits, and milk, which combined together can produce hundreds and thousands of palatable dishes? Why are there slaughterhouses all over the world to kill innocent animals? Should not a king or executive head protect the lives of the poor animals who are unable to defend themselves? Is this humanity? Are not the animals of a country citizens also? When they are not, then why are they allowed to be butchered in organized slaughterhouses? Are these the signs of equality, fraternity, and non-violence? It is the duty of
Yeah,
devotees
here,
to.
here, here in Prabhupada said in United States, in Western countries, the cows are sent to the slaughterhouse and dogs are kept in their houses. And in India, it is becoming more and more rampage like anything, to that extent that people are giving their life for their dogs. I know when I was a child, my relative had my relative means, I mean, my cousin, elder brother, he had one dog which died and he didn't take food for another 3 4 days. And my mother told, what kind of nonsense is this? Yeah, we should never have this nonsense dog in the house. uh, and many a times we see people develop so much love for the dogs, cats. And even in United States there are so many videos on Instagram. Instagram is filled with either with girls opening their slinty clothes and all those things, skin exhibition, and it is filled with all sorts of chapri people doing all sorts of nonsense videos. And the other videos is very famous is about the dancing videos, and another videos is most famous is the dog videos. These dog videos, cat videos are famous like anything on Instagram and Snapchat and all. What is the dog videos? There's so much. They do so much. They show so much of love for their dogs. Some dog is lying somewhere and somebody is beating the dog. They did so much of videos. What is the use of the dog? There is no use of the dog. There is no use of the pig. But they have so much of love for the pigs and all this. But what about cows? They don't know anything about the cows. Huh? They do so much of ruckus about the dogs, but they don't do anything about the cows. Millions and millions of cows. Array, Hindu organizations are having so many cows. The Agrawals, the big, I don't want to tell their names. They are having big slaughterhouses, companies. They sell meat, they sell all sorts of things which are prohibited, and they are having so much of money. What is human trafficking is so much rampage like anything. Girls are lifted somewhere, boys are lifted, children are lifted. What is government doing? They are just sleeping. They want money. They want their votes. That's all. They made recently. There is a videos on so many people. Whenever I go to Delhi, whenever I go to Bombay, you see so much of trash, so many cows here and there loitering. Does any big even like cannot do anything for that. But dogs, if they are lying, somebody is doing, immediately video is posted, and as if it is a big thing, they do it. Huh? Here in United States, everywhere there are posts selling that this is your dog, so you have to pick up the dash. It is written. You know what is that? This is your dog. This is your favorite dog, so you have to pick up your dash. What what is it? They don't write that.
No, Prabhuji.
Poop, because when they the dog passes stool na, so
Hmm.
what they do, they take the dogs everywhere to सैर सपाटे के लिए लेके जाएंगे. इंडिया में क्या
Hmm.
है, what the dogs are taken out and the dogs pass stool and they just leave like that. They don't bother. But in United States you can't do it. It's a crime. $1,000 is fine. Either you're put in the jail if somebody sees that. So what they do is that with the leash, the dog has a leash. They sell these carry bags, just like in the department store or big Walmarts. They have this polythene plastic bags rolls, and it is periphery. You can cut the bags. So like that, they have the small roll attached to the leash. So that roll
Hmm.
is plastic bag roll. So that you need to take that roll from inside. It's everything. They have put so much brain to invent some leash in such a way that the carry bag is with the leash. Can you imagine what kind of brain are you having? And that leash, it can, you can release it, you can release it, or you can pull it. It has an automatic button system, and it has one more button system wherein the carry bag will come out, and it can cut at one place, and you can put the hand inside and take the poop from down and put it in the, and carry it and put it in the this one. This is what is their seva, a daily nitya seva, nitya karma. uh, just like Brahmanas have Nitya Karma, and our ISKCON devotees have Nitya Karma for chanting on the beads early in the morning. So Nitya Karma of the people in India and some of the if you are, in United States, when Maharaj is there, never Maharaj speaks against those people who are Westerners who are having dogs. But when Indians he sees having dogs, Maharaj becomes very, very angry, and sometimes he tells them also, you have a dog. There are so many devotees, they are having dogs. So many devotees making videos on Instagram and all these things, that we are very proud that we are having such pets, and we developed so much attachment. Love transcends species and all. अरे यार, क्या आपका भूसा ब्रेन में क्या डॉग स्टूल भरा हुआ है? Are you having mad? Are you gone crazy? Huh? Huh? We don't have any hate for the dogs, but it is not that you keep the dog. Prabhupada said dog should be kept where it is. Previously, also people were having dogs, but never in the house. It should never come in the house. My grandmother used to say, all the curse of the cat is there in the tail of the cat. That's why if you see the cat, whenever it wants to sneak inside the person's this one, it rubs the tail to the person's clothes and all, because it is the way it sees. My grandmother used to say that the curse of the cat is in the eyes. So the cat doesn't like people to be clean. So always it is clean. Marjanam. This comes from the word the cat. The cat consciousness is very dangerous. I was surprised to see to hear all these things from my grandmother. But no, nowadays no grandmother says. Even grandmothers are having cats and dogs and in their houses. Such a pathetic situation. There's so many number of videos of Hindus having dogs in their house. They want not normal dogs. They want golden retriever. They want German Shepherd. They're having lakhs and lakhs of rupees. It is costly, but they want to have. Girls want to have, which is having lot of fur. Are you crazy? Are you mad? Huh? It's pathetic. So pathetic. Even because devotees are not speaking. Devotees are holding the dogs. You should not even touch the dog. In the name of so-called nonsense compassion, you're touching the dog, Dog is dog. See, it should be outside. Huh? It's not that we hate dogs, but what is this nonsense touching the dogs and all? You should take bath if you touch the dog. Huh? Never we used to touch the dog. My mother used to say, if you touch the dog, I will throw water on your face. Never we used to touch the dog and cats in my whole life. Uh, of course, we didn't had any training for even protecting cows. But one point is that never. But nowadays it is not like that. But actually, Maharaj said in this, like in recent lecture, only chandalas have dogs. Nobody maintains dogs. So those people who are maintaining dogs, either they are chandalas or they are having chandala mentality. We say these people will become very angry. Yes, Prabhuji, read.
It is the duty of devotees to protect cows and keep them happy. Because we are Krishna conscious people, we therefore have to carry out the order of Krishna, Go Raksha, cow protection. That is our duty. In our new Vrindavan, we see how the cows are happy, how they are dealing. They are not afraid. This is our duty to keep the cows happy. Just like I want to see my wife and children happy, similarly, it is the duty of the human society to see that the cows are feeling very happy. This is human civilization. Krishna personally teaches how to deal with cows. Krishna is always with cows, and the cows look very happy with Krishna. Krishna is personally teaching how to protect cows. He became a cowherd boy. He was a king's son, Maharaj Nanda's. But his business was to take the cows and calves daily to the pasturing ground. Krishna personally teaches how to deal with cows. He never showed the example of killing the cows. He maintained the cows, the calf. He was distributing butter even to the monkeys, and the pasturing ground became muddy on account of milk dropping from the bags. This is Krishna. He is personally taking care. So, why should Krishna's devotees not do it? Give protection to the cows and utilize the milk. That is,
In the West, or in I saw in United States, there is a cow cuddling therapy, which psychologically the psychologists and psychiatrists recommend for those people who are very much addicted to drugs. They are having problems in their mind, they're problem mentally retarded or mentally having problems. They in US it is slowly picking up. That is called as cow cuddling. And the farms charge $300 for cuddling the cows. $300. Can you imagine?
oh,
Cow
very,
cuddling.
very,
You can just type in the internet somewhere cow cuddling, and even our devotees are doing that. They're not charging anything, but they go to the farms where various cows are there. They are freely moving in United States. I'm talking about. There are some farms wherein they will go there and they will sit on the cow and the bull. Just they will cuddle it, and then whole day they will spend like that time, because the cows are like that. They're so beautiful. We have never touched it. We don't know what. That's why cow is called mother. Because why? Because it sees that in the family, those who are taking care of that cow, it sees that, oh, this family member is having so and so disease, because it can sense more than a human being or a doctor. And it eats such a kind of herbs and all these things. That's why pasturing grounds are required, so that they will pasture, they will eat such herbs which will enter into the milk. And if that milk is taken by the kids or the family members, their so-called diseases will be cured. That is why it is called mother. They don't know how people know that it is a mother unless until you take care of her. This Vatsalya, it came from the word called Vatsa. Vatsa means the calf. As soon as the cow is born, the calf is born, the cow licks the liquid which is there on the top of the calf. Actually, because of that, it is actually poisonous, but still he takes all the risk to clean the calf. That affection it shows. uh, that is the affection, and cow is the sadhu jeev. In recently there is in Madhya Pradesh somewhere, that lady was crying like anything. Her only cow which was tied in her house, some rascal Muslim, he stole that cow, and then he sold to the slaughterhouse. And after that she saw that skin, she recognized that it is her cow. Can you imagine what is going on? Huh? Can you imagine what is this? How you can be happy, how India can be happy, how even ISKCON devotees can be happy? We cannot never be happy. We can never be happy. Although we may preach Krishna consciousness, but at least the Rastas should get onto this, and they should own the cows. Temples should own the cows. They should have big farms. Then only it is possible. Otherwise, we can't be happy. This so-called happiness in the city with this one, it will not remain. We will always the husband and wife will fight. The kids will fight. This will happen. The temples will fight because we are not taking care of cows. That curse, we are going to bear that. Uh, Hare Krishna. This is very, very, pathetic to see like that. Hare Krishna.
Very, very. Next page, Prabhuji. That is one of the items of Krishna consciousness. We are not keeping hogs and dogs. We are keeping cows because we are Krishna conscious. Devotees should follow Krishna's example in this regard. In this moment, our one program is to respect the cows. We chant this mantra, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha. Brahminical culture and the cows. Why have they selected the cows? There are so many animals. Why is cow protection so important in Krishna consciousness? Why did Krishna himself personally become a cowherd boy and take care of the cows and the calves? Oh, that is very essential. Krishna is the benefactor of cows and the Brahmanas. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Krishna is well-wisher first to the go, cow. You'll find Krishna always with cows. Here is Krishna's picture. You see how he is loving the cow and the calf. He is personally teaching from his childhood, from his boyhood. So we should follow. If we want to become Krishna conscious, we must give protection to cows. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada insisted, we say cow protection, cow protection.
Okay,
Creating,
Prabhu.
yes, please.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhu, you can read it.
Dhanush Pranam Prabhuji, I am taking prasad. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. After Prasadam, you can read. After how
Thank
much time? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Kartikeya, you can read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Correct.
Creating a new class of Brahmanas. The Krishna consciousness movement has been inaugurated to revive Brahminical culture very easily so that people may become happy and peaceful in this life and prepare for elevation in the next. Observing that the whole world is mismanaged because there is no Brahminical culture and that modern society is in dire need of intellectual persons or Brahmanas who can broadcast real spiritual knowledge all over the world. Srila Prabhupada planned to re-spiritualize the world by creating a new class of genuine Brahmanas, first class men, as compared to Kshatriyas, second class, and so on. This was an emergency policy central to the Varnashrama mission due to the lack of such first class men. Because spiritual culture has been stopped all over the world, there is now an emergency. And therefore, it is now time to train those who are considered lower and condemned so that they may become Brahmanas and take up the work of spiritual progress. Everyone has become Everyone has become Shudras. They have no brain and how to make the society on no brain how to make the society peaceful and prosperous. They have no intelligence. There is a necessity of creating Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. This movement is meant for that purpose. Again and again, Srila Prabhupada stressed the need to train men to know the science of the soul and to be of ideal character. At least one section of people should know the science of the soul. That is the Krishna consciousness movement. Just like if a medical necessity is there, it does not mean that everyone should become medical man. Similarly, the science of the soul is a necessity. It does not mean that everyone will be a transcendentalist or a scientist about soul. But at least one section of people must be there who knows perfectly well about the science of the soul. As much as there is a medical man, he knows perfectly well what is psychology, what is physiology, anatomy. There is an engineer, he knows how to construct. Similarly, a section must be there who know perfectly well about the science of soul. So, as there is a need of medical men, engineers, and lawyers and others, similarly, there is need of one section of experts who know the science of soul. Such brahmanas are especially needed due to the poor quality of the present population. There is a great need of brahmanas. Therefore, in the Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying to train some brahmanas to guide human society because at present there is scarcity of brahmanas. The brain of human society is lost because practically everyone is a Shudra. No one at the present moment can guide the members of society to the proper path by which to achieve perfection in life. Because the whole population of the world consists only of Shudras, there is a decline of spiritual knowledge and people are unhappy. The Krishna consciousness movement has been started especially to create qualified brahmanas to broadcast spiritual knowledge all over the world, for thus people may become very happy. What Srila Prabhupada was seeking to establish was a class of genuine brahmanas, not the supercilious caste unconscious types who exploited Hinduism, but those who were peaceful, self controlled, austere, pure, tolerant, honest, knowledgeable, wise, and religious. They would head not only his own society, but ideally society at large. The ideal character of these brahmanas will be in contradistinction to that of today's leaders. It is not meant for the mass of people, but at least if we keep a section of people ideal to the human society, they will be guided. At the present moment, there is no ideal section. Everyone is rascal, demon, rogue, everything. There is no ideal character. All the politicians, scientists, and leaders are all drunkards and woman hunters. How can they lead? There is no ideal man in the society. The politicians are giving big speeches in the United Nations. They will go to the same hotel where another debauchee is dancing and drinking. That is his character. So, what will he do? He can give very big speech, that's all. What is
Mm.
his?
Yeah, nowadays you see there's so many people actually. I don't want to say their names, but we know who are and all. They're famous politicians. They're very big in speaking. Particularly, I think of this external affairs, Jai Shankar, and they're very good speakers. And this Subit, what is that from Odisha? There is one, and there are people from UP. They're very good in Hinduism. They're very good in defending their BJP. But what it is, they are all rascals in one sense. To say them rascal itself is a very less word. All these politicians, whoever is very big and on the social media, whatever you turn, they are there. But they are all rascals. They give big speeches. That's all. But they are number one. Here the word. They are number one. The D word. They have no qualification whatsoever. What kind of pathetic life they did. Just it's so artificial, and they don't have any senseless people. Nowadays, the more educated he is, the more senseless he will be, and more, no, sorry to use the words, but more rascal he will be. Actually, if he doesn't have Krishna consciousness, what is the use of his education? What is the use of his so-called degree, so-called his political power? There is no use at all. That people are not able to understand. Neither we are able to preach properly in one sense. The preaching, we are very happy if Amit Shah comes to our temples and then attends, and we become very happy. Rajnikant comes to ISKCON temple, Stalin comes to, what nonsense! They are all bogus nonsense fellows. What is that Rajnikant? He doesn't have anything. He lives like a dead man. He's a zombie number one. Uh, and people think he's a very great person. And he comes to the temple. Oh, so what? So what? He has come, and we devotees have to put so much of videos about that. When politician comes, we become more excited than the outsiders. अरे कोई घास भी नहीं डालता है उनको बाहर. And we become so excited. Ha, 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 so many people came. What is the big thing in that? He has to come. अरे ऊंट पहाड़ के नीचे आना चाहिए. At least he came now. Just because he is speaking, that doesn't mean we get so much of followers increased. Nothing like that. We have to distribute our books. We have to follow four regulative principles. Did anybody dare to say to the home minister that why don't you stop the all the slaughterhouses in all over India? Huh? All filthy, empty promises. जो काऊ मारेगा उसको उल्टा लटका देंगे. Nothing has happened. Simply vote, vote, vote. That's all. Why we have to vote? There is no use of voting these people. Yes, Prabhu, read.
What is his character? There is no ideal character in the present human society. Following descriptions in Shastra, example Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.2, Srila Prabhupada would compare Brahmanas to the head of society and society today to a headless or brainless body. Just as the body has four divisions, the brain, arms, belly, and legs, society also has four divisions, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. This is natural. But if the head is cut off, what is the value of the body? It is a dead body. Similarly, at the present moment, there is no Brahmanical culture in society, and so it is headless. There may be a very strong armed department, the Kshatriyas, as a well-equipped economic department, the Vaishyas, and a numerous labor department, the Shudras. But because there is no head department, the Brahmanas, society is like a dead body. Therefore, everyone is suffering. In the Krishna consciousness movement, we are training Brahmanas so that human society may be saved. And because at least a certain percentage of the human society must be Brahmanas, otherwise the society cannot make any progress in spiritual life. A new class of Brahmins is required. At the present moment, At the present moment, there is no brain in the society. All Shudras, no Brahmanas, because nobody is interested in the absolute truth. Everyone is interested how to eat, sleep, have sex, and defend. That is going on nationwide, worldwide. Therefore, our Krishna consciousness movement is interested to make a section of the people, Brahmanas, brains, they can guide. The social body should have a class of men who act as the brain and guide everyone so that everyone can become happy. That is the purpose of our movement. The character and purity of these Vaishnava Brahmins should be so impressive that their knowledge and wisdom in applying it so effective and palpably beneficial to human society that the people of the world will naturally accept them as guides. Srila Prabhupada, you should remain an ideal class. People will follow gradually. Mahamsa. If a Brahman class is created, then automatically the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras will be changed. Srila Prabhupada. Yes. If you be the ideal class, gradually they will take your advice about what to do. Then immediately the whole degradation will be finished. Satsvarupa. Why will they take advice? Will they actually be attracted to the virtues? Srila Prabhupada. Yes, naturally. Just like people come to see me. So you should be so qualified that people will come to consult you to take your advice. Just like if you are a qualified lawyer, when one has difficulty, he consults you what to do. If you are a qualified physician, then people will come to consult you. So you become qualified, ideal, people will come. Otherwise, who will care for you? No illicit sex, no gambling, no meat eating, no intoxication and chanting. If you strictly remain on these five principles only, see how you become respectable. Immediately you will be respected. Establishing a class of Brahmanas is meant to give rise to the further development of Varnashram Dharma. Social reform will automatically come. The first class reform, the Brahmanas, if their advice is taken, then the other classes, the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, they become automatically. The result of failing to create genuine Brahmanas in Krishna consciousness. Unless you take to Krishna consciousness how to create first class men, you are doomed. You must know this. And therefore, it is my request that those who have taken to Krishna consciousness help your countrymen how to become first class men. At least there must be a section of our first class men so that people will see.
Okay,
Creating
bro.
Brahmanas.
Okay, Broji. I will request somebody else to read. Thank you. Bhaktivedanta Prabhu, can you read now?
Ji Prabhuji.
Yes.
Creating Brahmanas from the low born. Krishna consciousness offers such a nice process that even from the base, Shudras, we can create Brahmanas of highest caliber. Accordingly, this movement offers everyone the opportunity to become twice born. Anyone can join the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and be initiated to become twice born. Unprecedentedly, Brahmanas are being created from the most unlikely stock. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is trying to turn Mlechas and Yavanas into real Brahmanas by properly initiating them and stopping them from engaging in meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling. In frustration, American boys are becoming hippies. However, as soon as they enter the Krishna consciousness movement being started in America, they are trained to meet the Brahmanical qualifications, even though they have fallen to the lowest conditions as Shudras. Although in the Western countries they are all Shudras, if you are creating so many Brahmanas and if this cult is permanent, then there will be many Brahmana families here in the USA also. Ideal men for an ideal movement. When speaking of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 2nd chapter, 4th shloka, Yad Yad Achariti Shreyan, which teaches that common people tend to follow the example of exalted persons, Srila Prabhupada urged his disciples to become ideal. Some extracts from that lecture. We want to create some ideal men. People will see them and at least they will understand that here are the ideal men. They will be ashamed. So those who are in the Krishna consciousness movement, they should be Shreyan, the best men in the society, otherwise useless. Everyone appreciates good quality. So if we can create an ideal class of men, then others who are fallen will try to become like us. So don't take this movement very insignificantly. Those who are members should become ideal. At the present moment, it is a great necessity to have some ideal men. Yad yad acharati shreya. Therefore, we are endeavoring to create some ideal men, Krishna conscious men, their character, their behavior, their ideal aim of life. So those who have taken to Krishna consciousness seriously should be ideal men. The society will be benefited at least by seeing their behavior. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught, Apanni Achari Prabhu Jivera Shikhaya. If you don't behave as an ideal man yourself, you cannot preach. Your preaching will not be successful because nature's law is that ordinary men follow the ideal. Srila Prabhupada knew that his claim of Krishna consciousness being scientific could only be upheld if the character and behavior of his disciples was noticeably better than that of adherents of other religious systems. This is not a sentimental fanaticism, religious movement. This is a scientific movement for the good of the whole world. That we have to convince by our character, by our behavior. Then people will accept it. People will appreciate if devotees are collectively ideal. If you show that you are actually doing something ideal, then they will appreciate. Make a small unit of community and show ideal life, not idle life, ideal life. Indeed, it is the substance of the Krishna consciousness movement that those who are conducting this movement must be very well behaved. Their behavior should be so nice that nobody can find any fault. The very easy method to become ideal is simply to avoid these four principles of sinful life and chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds. It is the responsibility of the members of the Krishna Consciousness Society to live up to such an ideal. Those who are members of the society should be ideal. Simply by their association, people will become good, very good, responsibility. And if they become bad themselves, there is no possibility because we are giving instruction. We are behaving like that. Still, one becomes bad. Oh, that is a very great misfortune. Therefore, all the members of the Krishna Consciousness Society should be ideal. At least people may see that here is a class of men, ideal character, ideal behavior, spiritually advanced, very frugal, and very nice. Not only gentlemen, but demons also will appreciate devotees' high character. Here they see practically character, philosophy, devotion, faith, strict discipline. Any gentleman will appreciate. However demonic they may be, they can appreciate that these are ideal characters. Hence, Srila Prabhupada insisted we must keep very high standards. We must all become ideal in our character, and then people will be very impressive with such purity. A devotee is faultless, he has no flaws. The practical effects of ideal behavior are demonstrable and ultimately will conquer the whole world. Our exemplary character depends on strictly following the four principles, and this will conquer the whole world. By their exemplary character, our boys and girls in London have drawn the attention of many respectable persons and even some public papers. Material abilities can be impressive, but gifted persons who do not follow regulative principles do not become purified, as do devotees. On the other hand, devotees might lack worldly skills, but their purity, derived from observing devotional practices, is their strength and impresses others. The basic principle of our actions should be that they are all meant for pleasing Krishna. If we always act in this consciousness, automatically everyone will be attracted to devotional service. And this is the secret of our preaching work. If you simply practice the regulative principles which I have introduced, you will remain pure. Actually, this is our only strength. I have seen better orators, better scholars, and better organizers, but no one is becoming pure by following regulative principles. Simply because we rise early, take bath, chant 16 rounds, and strive with every activity to please Krishna. This is what impresses others. And therefore, if we want to exist as first class men in society, all our students must be induced to follow the regulative principles. A succinct description of the ideal institution that Srila Prabhupada wanted. We have to set such an institution that Mayara Nahi Adhikara, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 22nd chapter, 31st shloka. No more jurisdiction of Maya. That is perfect. To maintain an ideal requires being selective. We must maintain an ideal institution, not necessarily for everyone, but there must be such an ideal institution that the most intelligent men can avail themselves of. We have to present an ideal institution, not that we make compromises with everybody. That is not our business. We don't want stars, we want a moon. It is not that everyone will be able, but there must be an exemplary sect. People may see here is ideal. The first class men who have got full knowledge of life and the problems of life may be very few. It doesn't matter. Ideal class people will learn by their behavior, by their character, by their knowledge. Once, Tamal Krishna Goswami said that at least ISKCON devotees must strictly keep the principles. There should be some ideal society to show the world. Srila Prabhupada responded, without being strict, how it can be called ideal? Hence, Srila Prabhupada warned, make your society so strong that you are not cheated and others may not cheat. Then it will be first class. And if you make another society of cheaters and cheated, there is no profit. Therefore, you have to follow the rules and regulations very strictly and become serious. Then you will be ideal. People are in need of some spiritual energy. Therefore, as soon as some swamis or guru comes, they flock together to get some food. But these rascals are cheating. So you don't do that.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare
Correct.
Krishna. All classes of men are needed. Although the Krishna consciousness movement especially aims to train Brahmanas, not everyone will be at that standard. Indeed, the very term Varnashrama presupposes a social setup for all classes of men with essential roles for Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras also. In the Krishna consciousness movement, we are training Brahmanas so that human society may be saved. It is not that the other classes are unimportant. In the body of brain, it is very important. In the body, the brain is very important, but the legs are also important because if your legs do not work and you cannot move, your brain cannot help you. So there must be cooperation between all the bodily limbs. Although the brain is the most important part of the body, still the leg is required, the hand is required, the belly is required, everything is required. Similarly, all the social and spiritual classes in the Varnashrama system are necessary for society to function properly. Production of bulls and cows and all other animals can be possible only when there is a state ruled by the executive head like Maharaj Parikshit. We must have a good section of Brahmanas in our society, and we must also have a good group of Vaishyas who can grow grains and tend cows and thus supply the society with food and food grains and milk products from the cow like ghee, curd, cream, etc. Yes, but that is lacking. Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay, we will stop here. We'll start with another new section tomorrow. Perspectives on Education, Chapter 4. So if devotees have anything to ask or say, you can say now, else we will stop here. Okay, we'll stop here and meet tomorrow. Until then, Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyo Vaishnava Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj ki jai. The modern mission of Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna.